Do you know how many idiots are millionaires? Do you know how many people? You ever watched a show, and then like a guy is like a total like multi-billionaire or millionaire or whatever, and he's just like an idiot. Like you literally talk to him, and you're like, you literally are like, I'm smarter than this person. I could do this. Why is it that that person is succeeding and you're not? It's because they don't have a barrier to execution. Like. Okay, your question was, how often do you still recommend books to people who email you with a problem? Okay, right. I don't know how we got on that, but that goes back to this thing. I don't think I am going to talk about tactics. I'm going to talk about them, but I don't think that I'm going to like focus on them. And let me explain. This is a really important thing that I want to say, okay? But I don't know if I'm going to say it good. So I feel like for people that have been like following the stream for like 2 or 3 months, I've felt like I was in what's called an inflection point, which was like that something like drastic was going to change with my mindset. Thank you for the follow, sir. At some point soon, and like that I was kind of at like a tipping point of like when I was going to like change my mindset a lot. And it seems like over the last like week or so, I've had that happen. And I don't know how to explain it, but what I realized was that the vast majority of the time that I'm spending doing things is actually a form of procrastination that I didn't realize before. So let me explain. So like I might spend a lot of time like listening to self-improvement videos or thinking about like a plan that I could do to like build new content or like improve my job or something like that, or building a plan for like a marketing plan for like Nerd Fusion. But lots of the things that I did, they didn't have outcomes. So maybe the easiest way to explain this is through fitness. So I thought a lot about being a fit person for the last like several months and how to do it, like what to eat or what I wanted to change about myself. And then nothing really happened, even though I really put a lot of time into this. And then what was screwed up about it was my brain actually thought that things were happening. Like I actually thought that I was improving. I felt like I was. And I felt like I was accomplishing something, but I really wasn't. And now like today, like yesterday I did a ton of fitness stuff. I ran 2 miles. I did a really hard hot yoga class. I did some push-ups, just did a bunch of stuff. And the thing that changed was I actually have no goal for my fitness right now. I don't know where I'm going. I'm not like trying to get a 6-pack or like, add 5 inches to my arms or whatever. Like I don't have any goal whatsoever. I don't know when I'm going to get there. I have no there. There is no there. The only thing I'm focusing on right now is to do something really physically invigorating every day. To make sure that I'm doing something that is like really hard and really physically challenging every day. Whether it be like lifting weights or like running or something like that. And that changed everything. Last night I came home and I posted a YouTube video and I posted my first LinkedIn post ever. And I did it because I just focused on creating a result in the world. I didn't think about how to make a good LinkedIn post, and I didn't read any blogs about how to make a good LinkedIn post. Maybe later I'll do that when I have like 30 posts or something, but most likely I won't have to because I'll just exponentially, I'll learn more. I'll just like pick up more. And so I'm focusing on just like creating things that actually have a tangible result in the world that makes something happen. And there is a place for planning, I think, but I've realized that I've grossly overestimated its importance in my life. And I've actually used planning as a method of literally stalling myself from doing things because I was afraid. I'm scared of making a LinkedIn post because I knew it was going to suck, and it did suck. It was like really bad. It was a bad LinkedIn post, but it got like 750 views. That's 750 more people that saw something that I did that wouldn't have otherwise seen it. It's pretty cool, right? And it's just a lame picture and like a hello. It's like a super like awkward like hello. This is my first LinkedIn post, guys. Hope you like it. Tell me what you want to see more of. Okay, right? And that's like, it was like an uncomfortable, and it was kind of like scary to make the post. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I did something. Like I went out into the world. There are a lot of places that you can learn about tactics. You may come here and like get a lot of questions like, Devin, like, how do I start a business? Or Devin, how do I start a successful Twitch stream? Devin, how do I make a successful YouTube? And I can tell you tactics, But I'm realizing more and more that it's just not going to make a difference. It's not going to be the thing that moves the needle for you to actually do it. And even if you do it, you're not going to learn as much that you will learn as a result of like being experiential in your knowledge. So the amount of knowledge that I learned after posting my last 6 videos on YouTube was infinitely more than anything that I could have probably read in a blog or learned anywhere or anything. And not only that, but I also had tangible results too. Like tangible things happened. Like the amount I learned from posting the Shroud video and it getting like 200K views, that's like crazy to me about why that happened and like what had to happen to do that, and like the amount of like thought that like, and you could just Google like, how do I create a popular YouTube video? There are probably thousands and thousands of videos and tactics that you can make. So I have to decide if I want to be one of these guys where I show you and tell you like the tactics. I can tell you right now that LinkedIn organic reach is fucking popping. It's really good. It's like if you post on LinkedIn and you have a small business or you're doing something for work or you're doing something for your boss or whatever, LinkedIn can probably help you get there and it can probably help you do it better. I can tell you that TikTok is used by almost 1 billion users right now, and it's growing at a very crazy rate, and thinking about how to make something on that could make you a good content creator. None of this is going to actually change anything, I think. I think what will actually make something happen is if I get you to realize that what you need to do is do shit. What you need to do is actually post shit, actually make shit, actually add stuff to the world, actually have an outcome. Do the thing that you're scared of doing. Do the actual forehead thing, and then fail at it. And there's a really famous quote. Is this Peter Thiel? Nope. But Peter Thiel said it. Thomas J. wants it. If you want to increase your success rate, double your rate of failure. This is what I'm getting at. I think if you exponentially fail at a higher and higher rate, then you'll get to the point where you start learning so much that like you won't even like need anything. I don't actually think that I don't think that there's anything beyond that. The problem with the just do it thing is it's only helpful for people who are actually retrospective. I find a lot of people never stop and think about the actions they took. I totally disagree with you. I completely disagree with you. Like on a fundamental level, on like a DNA level, I disagree with you. Most people are paralyzed by their own fear and their self-doubt. They are not in a state where they're just doing things like literally just like executing and then doing dumb shit. Maybe if you're like FaZe Jarvis and you're like a 17-year-old and like you're not thinking about like what you're doing maybe, but I think the vast majority of people are paralyzed by analysis. They have the opposite problem. They don't, and people use it as an excuse. That's an excuse right there. It's like, oh, this is only going to work for people that are actually introspective. Like I think a lot of people like don't stop and think, and stopping and thinking is good. Do you know how many idiots are millionaires? Do you know how many people? You ever watched a show and then like a guy is like a total like multi-billionaire or millionaire or whatever, and he's just like an idiot. Like you literally talk to him and you're like, you literally are like, I'm smarter than this person. I could do this. Why is it that person is succeeding and you're not? It's because they don't have a barrier to execution like you do. That's why. Yeah, like Matt said, everyone knows about just do it, but not everyone understands it. The concept. So there's a concept called simple but not easy. So it's like just do the thing is a really simple concept. It's the most complicated thing to execute ever, because you have to get to the point of just doing something, of just making a post. You've got to eliminate all your self-doubt about it. You have to eliminate all your fear. You have to eliminate all of your hesitancy, all of your anxiety. You have to eliminate your mom, your dad who told you could never do it, all the people on the internet who are going to comment and shit on you because they don't think that you can do it, all the naysayers, maybe your own family that's stopping you from doing it because they're telling you that you're not good enough. That's all the stuff that you have to work through and more. Like much less your own demons, to try to actually do something. It's not easy. It's simple though. And I think that there's probably more value in me talking about this concept than there is giving you the next tactic of how to make Facebook optimal. We'll still talk about that shit because that's like what this channel does. But I'm just telling you that I'm putting less and less importance on tactics in my life as I go on. Do you ever find it interesting how when you have these revelations, you think back to all the idioms that already exist that are always saying exactly the same thing? I think it's an interesting part of the human experience. Yeah, such a super good question. Like I think that everybody that actually becomes successful realizes this, but to communicate it must be very hard. And I'm struggling with that right now too, because I'm actually just sitting here being like, just do the thing. But that's such a dumb thing to say, isn't it? It's like if somebody comes into my chat and is like, Devin, like, how do I become like a successful YouTuber? And I get that question every day. And I'm like, just post YouTube videos. They're like, this guy's an idiot. Like, I got no value from this person, right? But that's actually the answer, right? It's you have to post YouTube videos, and then you introspectively look back and be like, okay, what worked, what didn't, and then you just keep going. I actually don't think anymore in ours, and maybe this sounds like really arrogant. Like, hopefully it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. But I actually think in our day and age, it's extremely easy to become successful. I'm not like positive on this, and maybe this is survivorship bias, and you can correct me or disagree with me if you want, and I'll totally acknowledge that I could be wrong on this, right? But there is more information and more availability to blogs and YouTubes and Googles and connections and opportunities to be a success financially than there ever has been before in human history. I think everybody can agree to that, right? We can all read. Everyone that's here at least can read. That in itself is a superpower. Reading was so powerful in the Victorian era that only priests and nobles could do it because they understood if they gave the power of reading to peasantry, they would get overthrown. So it was literally a superpower. It was a guarded power that only knights and lords could use, because if you could read, then you were able to absorb information in a non-oratory way, and you were able to absorb things that would vastly advance your knowledge of something and thus increase your social capital to degrees that could make you on the level of kings. And so as a result, we have